Hi, good day, and thank you for watching this tutorial about the counting process. And if you're a counting agent, you are at the right place. If you're a front of house person or a party agent during the day and you want to find out how the counting process works, this will also give you a good idea. So counting only starts after voting has stopped. So basically, if it is 9 o'clock at night and the last person in the queue, they should be able to vote. Okay, so if there's a queue of say 10 people or 15, they need to finish voting, and after that the boxes are sealed and taken. Either they keep it at that exact same stream or it's combined, and that is up to the prerogative of the presiding officer on the day. So some pointers with regards to the counting process. It's you are there to observe, and you're not even allowed to touch a ballot paper. So you don't do the physical counting, but you make sure that they're counting it correctly. Therefore, while they're counting, you observe that if they put it in batches of 10 or 100, you make sure that that actually happened. Now sometimes it does happen that somebody made a cross at the party they wish to vote for, but it's maybe touching a line or whatever. Now the rule of thumb is that if a voter's intentions were clear, then that ballot should be counted. For example, if they make a cross at the new ATM party and a cross at whichever other party, then the intention is not clear who they actually want to vote for, because they indicated they want to vote for two parties, which is not allowed. So in that case, the ballot will be spoiled and that ballot should be put aside and not counted. Now, one reconciliation you should be doing that night, and all the presiding officer and the IEC officials should be doing, and you should be observing, is that they actually do a reconciliation of ballot papers. So every time there's a new ballot book, they need to also let the party agent know, and there are serial numbers on the ballot papers. But at the end of the night, they should be able to tell you these were the ballot books, and this is what the amount was that was actually brought to the station. Then you take that amount and you deduct the amount of ballots that were counted less the amount of ballots that were spoiled. Then you should get to the leftover ballots, and that reconciliation should make sense. And that is basically just to check that ballots didn't magically make their way into a box or magically disappeared. Then no pens are allowed. So I think this goes without saying, but you're not allowed to take a pen anywhere near a ballot paper for obvious reasons. Then when you start counting, before you start counting, you should have a look at the ballot box and make sure that it's still sealed, and those seal numbers which the party agents would have written down, and it should be in the pack that you get, those seal numbers on the tie downs should be exactly the same, and it should still be sealed, and there shouldn't be any tampering or obvious tampering on the box. Now once you are finished counting, and again people count in different ways, some put the ballots in batches of 10 or in batches of 100. Once you're done and you are satisfied with the counting and the actual counts per party, then there is a voting station results slip that you fill in, or that they actually fill in, and you are allowed to take a photo or a picture of that slip. That slip you can then just send to me or on our group, and that'll then be the result of that voting station. So To give you an idea of how many votes you're going to be counting, it's not tens of thousands. There's about 20 odd thousand people living in Ward 44, of which less than that are eligible voters and fewer are then registered voters. The average amount of people that comes out to vote, it differs, but in 2016 we had about 13,000 people coming out to vote. Now if you look at the amount of voting stations, we have 7 voting stations, some bigger than others. So we are looking at an average of, say, 1,700 odd per voting station. And then if you count the provincial and the national ballots, that should give you an idea. You should be averaging around 3,000, 3,400 votes to be counted that evening. Now, the sooner you start counting, the better, because people get tired, and as they get more tired, they count slower, and that can actually drag out the process. And that's also the reason why we like making use of counting agents who are fresh and ready to take on the shift. So thank you for watching. That's basically all there is to counting, and thank you for your help. I truly appreciate it.